Be a short show. We all home for lunch. It's much later here on this coast, so
that's not true. It's never true.
Did you know that in Southeast Asian families, you have a house name? So your family calls you one by one name.
Yeah.
And then
my roommate is his name is Shakir, but his house name is Shaki.
Shaki, see? Well, that's pretty easy to remember.
Yeah.
Do you have a house name that you'd prefer?
Well, Scott calls me around the house Monkey Head. I guess that's
yeah. It's a good name. It's a good name, you know.
Are you guys excited that Gary's coming back to the East Coast?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna drive back with him. Yeah, it's gonna. I mean, you know, it's the same everywhere right now.
Yes.
So I guess you might as well live with your dad for free.
Yes.
Or with Rob.
Yeah.
On the road.
What?
We just don't have any room here. It's just so cramped.
I got a couple of backgrounds.
Here's my festival background.
Oh yeah, that's the coolest one. Check that out.
Guys.
Oh my God. Oh man.
Emmanuel Lewis dance party tonight. Virtual.
Yeah.
That's so fun. I kind of want to go.
Yeah, Angela used to own a record store. I used to like to stand and talk to her because she couldn't leave.
That's what I do. I do it at bookstores, and then we just did that. Our friends own a used bookstore, and they cannot leave. And then, what is this, Rob?
Oh,
Rob! My God!
He's smashing a wall.
I like this video. You look really happy in that, Rob.
I'm pretty happy.
I don't know how this happened, but most of my saved photos are from a slideshow Rob put together with mostly men's penises from dating apps.
That was so long ago.
I don't know how to get rid of them.
If that
There's
happened
so
within
many
the
of
last
them.
decade, it would be like, Rob just put these on my computer. But it's been 10 years you could have gotten.
I don't know how to delete.
Rob's driving a car, except you're very small.
That's accurate. That's just actually my actual size. This is what I look like in a car.
It's a very American SUV you have there, Rob.
This is what I look like in my Toyota Yaris. Cool car.
Have some spiked eggnog.
My sister just sent me something that my nephew said. My nephew is like 5. He said, one day can we go to Allstate because that's where all the steaks are and I bet they're good. And my sister said, it's Allstate, not Allsteak. They sell insurance. And then Carter said, oh man.
This is episode 22.
22. Can you believe it?
Ooh. They said it wouldn't last.
22. When we first started doing this, people said, is it a podcast? And we said, not exactly. And then they stopped talking to us. I don't care.
You're too high
That sounds
and
right.
for podcasts?
That's what people do.
We wish we could get it together to do a podcast.
Angela, how was your day?
It was pretty good. I got rained on. I went to visit Rob at his house.
Mm-hmm.
I did. I'm going to move there, so I had to go look at it.
Make sure it was real,
A
not one
lot
of
of
those
money.
stamps.
You could probably fan money.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And then I came home and I've been stuffing envelopes since then, which is not as fun.
Yeah.
Look at that, Rob is rich.
Woo.
Oh shit! You paid in cash?
I couldn't pay in blood. I didn't have enough.
I always have so much less than I think I'm going to have.
You gotta stop trying to empty it out every night.
It's dirty throughout the day. You got to clean it out.
You gotta figure out which spigot has the blood.
It's co-host to
Co-host with
Creany
and the Gipper.
Welcome,
I
Gary.
am Creany. That is the Gipper.
I'm the Gipper this week. It feels good. Feels good to be a Gipper.
How does it feel? You do your best, Gipper. Go ahead. Tell everybody how you feel today.
I'm putting
Every time you do an impression of me, you sign off with my name.
I'm just trying to do what you do. Isn't that how you end all your sets?
You know I take a deep bow, and then we all pray. That's how every set ends, and it should end. I read the new comedy Bible. It's where you have to really apply principles of the New Testament. It's tough. A lot of judgment.
Why they had like 4 different comedians basically write the whole same story 4 times. There's the Gospel of Mark Maron. There's the Gospel of Jon Stewart. There's the Gospel of
Paul Provenza.
There's
St. Peter Holmes.
Why I always
Maria, I
end my
think you're on
sets
mute.
by rolling away a rock.
Now I
Yes.
Yes.
Finally.
It's like a breath. Finally, I can breathe now that I'm being recorded.
Yeah, it's like if you ever have a conversation with someone when it's not being recorded, you're like, why am I wasting
Ever.
time?
Eating lunch together.
What the? Why is this a podcast? Our friend Dan Bulger, anytime he's hanging out with comedians, when he goes to leave, he just says, "Good podcast, everyone."
Oh yeah, that's really good. I love it.
Good life bits can sustain you in these uncertain times.
Mhm.
I take any compliment that's given to my sister, and I say thank you before she can say thank you. And on our walk this morning, this woman was just like feeding a squirrel, and she's like, "I've been feeding him for 6 months. You trust me?" And we're like, "Okay," walking by, and then she's like, "But I love your leggings. They're so nice." And I was like, "Thank you."
Oh.
You know she's uploading that squirrel footage to Dodo. So hard on that right now, creating a narrative between her and the squirrel. Oh, he saved her life and VC Brucers.
Big squirrel news. We got a new albino squirrel. There was an albino squirrel in Jamaica Pond Park for like years, and then it died. And it was so sad. Everyone was so sad. And now, like, what are the chances? Like, less than a decade later, we have a new albino squirrel in the same exact area. What are the chances?
It's almost like there is a genetic predisposition to have albinism in squirrels in your area.
Yeah, I think that's. But why is there only one? It's like the Dalai Lama. There's only one at a time.
And he's kind of always in Tibet. Have you noticed?
It does seem like it's in Tibet a lot. There was that one movie where it wasn't there the movie where it was fictional. Oh, what was Keanu Reeves is in it.
Last
But then
Emperor?
The Matrix. That's what it was. That's about Buddhism, right?
Is it Buddhism?
The Matrix?
I've been saying Buddhism this whole time.
Am I supposed to be talking at this point, or should I wait? I'm so sorry. I was.
It does not matter. We're happy to have you talk.
Let's bring her into the fold because we need help. Clearly,
we need help.
She is a comedian of the greatest nature. She is on this season of Big Mouth, as I believe the anxiety mosquito. So funny.
You know, if everybody could just get out and support the show, it's on Netflix for the 4th season. But if enough people watch, if there's a groundswell.
Yeah, if this season doesn't do well, they might not get to make more after the 3 seasons they've already been renewed for. So, please watch it.
And Marie, you have merch. You're not working the road. You're selling your merch right now. You need to support the house.
www.mariabamford.com /merch, and you will find all sorts of union-made, American-made goods. That means, as my friend Jackie Keisha says, everything runs big because it's made in America by Americans. And thank you for that, Jackie Cation. Everything, it takes me a little bit longer to describe because I have to give credit to all the comedians that I quote.
Would you mind if I did a quick screen share to show some of this merch?
Oh my God, yes.
Let's do it. This is fun.
I do want to get panties with my tour dates on the crotch.
Great idea.
Just so I can charge $40.
Whoa.
I still think the merch you pitch in your latest special, Weakness is the Brand, is a hilarious t-shirt. The inside the shirt.
Yeah, it's inside the shirt. So you pull up the inside of the shirt and it just says to you, kicking ass.
That's great.
So you need to know. Yes, this is so kind of you, Rob. But I feel like I was telling these guys before, it's all about, I want to be like Alcoholics Anonymous, which is attraction, not promotion, which means I'm hiding in a basement at a church. You can definitely find me. And I don't know if it'll be helpful. But yeah, no pressure to buy.
Yeah, this is definitely the right show for that. As we were saying, we have, let's see how many, we have 14 views now. Can you believe it? We're
Oh my God, 14 views. I just tweeted it too. I told people about it.
That explains why we have so many views. Yeah. When we don't have someone with a million followers on the show, if we can get to the high single digits, we are psyched.
And Maria, most people don't know this, that your merch is USA supporting businesses. You're made in the USA, which is impressive.
I believe that I'm not totally sure about the comic book because my husband got that made, so I'm not sure if that was printed somewhere else, but it was made here initially. It's problematic.
You hate to fall into gender stereotypes, but there's that old stereotypes of husbands always not checking whether comic books are printed in the U.S. Husbands, am I right?
That guy.
And weren't you and Scott doing a new reality show that you were pitching to me the other day?
We have a new product line. It's for older men who need to powder their balls every day, but not make a mess all over the bathroom, that could be a a deal breaker for your spouse. And so it's to provide a little frisson for the experience. It's a bra shaped, so 2 bra cup kind of shaped, but it's on a pole like a chewing tobacco spit thing, and then you just dip your balls in there, filled with powder. You fill them with powder. Obviously, it's not automated, but at this point,
it's like a spittoon.
It's like a spittoon for your balls.
To me, it sounds like rolling a Christmas cookie in powdered sugar.
Yes! Was that too high?
Never.
I didn't hear it, so it was beyond my range.
I heard you guys were really interested in life coaching, and
yes.
I have no training, but I am alive, as you can see, pretty much. So, I love to spout off ever since I've turned 50. I'm willing to weigh in on any number of topics. So Gary, if there's anything you could have out of this whatever we're doing right now, by the end of the show, what would it be? What would it be?
I would say probably lifelong friendship with Rob. That's probably something that, it's hard to be each other's friends sometimes. So it's, that's one thing we've been working on, is trying to be better friends, listening to each other, not listening to each other, sometimes, caring and sharing. So it's a lot of give and take, and I'm mostly taking at this point.
We are about also to go on a cross-country road trip which is going to really put our friendship to the test.
We thought that was the best way to handle it, which was for me to move across country and live with my dad for the rest of my life.
So it sounds like you already have your dream come true. Like, maybe you could coach me. Could you help me?
Yeah, we could
Okay.
give you a little help.
Yeah, you guys, okay, because you've had life coaches, there's no accreditation process.
Yeah.
So you tell me what to do. I have a problem with time management.
Mhm.
I held an 8 a.m. show for 5 people. I told them beforehand off Twitter that I was going to do this 8 a.m. show. I was 20 minutes late for my own fucking show. What's wrong with me? What would you suggest?
I would never book anything that early for 8 a.m. This is, I guess, for time management, this is what I do, is I always just, whatever time stuff is, I try to remember. But then when I put it in my calendar, I put it like way earlier. So if I'm supposed to be someplace at 8:30, I put in my calendar that I'm supposed to be there at 7. And then usually like when I'm almost there, I'm rushing because I think I'm late. I realize, oh, it's not until 8:30. I'm fine.
That's very cool. And I think I can be easily tricked, actually, by myself.
We have a family problem that has yielded many arguments. Every clock in my grandparents' house is a different time. They're all set ahead by usually between upwards of 25 to 48 minutes, and they will not change it. And we reset them when daylight savings time happens, but then they reset them to the time that they think they want, because they want to leave at that time to be earlier than normal. So you have to they're just living a half hour ahead of everybody.
So
they're clairvoyant.
How do I set everything? Can I set my phone and my computer to 30 minutes ahead of time? Or
I used to do a thing where I would back when I had like an alarm clock rather than a phone where you had to set the time, I would set it like ahead, but I couldn't do a half hour ahead, because if I did it a half hour ahead, I could wake up and I could do the math quickly. So I wake up, oh, it's 8. It says 8. I know that means it's 7:30, and I get a half hour to sleep. So I would set it like 22 minutes ahead. So when I wake up, I'd be like, 22 minutes. That's not right. It's 22 minutes. And then I wouldn't be able to do the math, and I'd have to just get up.
It's this kind of, helpful hints that I need to empower myself to live we're supposed to be living our best lives? Or is it something, is it little less than that? I don't know. I wasn't sure. I know they say best life a lot, but sometimes maybe it's just better life.
Better life?
Better than others.
Well, I guess your best life, you eventually will achieve your best life. Because when it's all over, you go back and you think, what was the best part? And there's got to be, no matter how bad it is the whole time, one part has to be a little bit better than the rest of it. So you want to live your best life, or at least a better life than your worst life. I think that's what I'm aiming for, is better than my worst life.
So if I were to Venmo you guys for this knowledge that you've shared with me, I do feel counseled. I do feel coached. What is your Venmo?
Rob, I'll take this one. It's at Gipper.22, and
that's fair.
I'm just real big fan. And let me just say that, for this level of, what we've provided to other celebrities, other people, other actors, performers,
so many.
people in the model train circuit. There's been a lot of people we have helped achieve to another level. Normally we charge anywhere between, $250 an hour.
Can I tell
with a minimum of 12 hours?
Can I tell a story about a young comic that I mentored? This young comic, he was 18 years old. He was starting to do very well. He was getting a lot of notice, and he was starting to feel some stress about that. And he came up to me while I was setting up for a show, and he told me about his stresses. And I said, "Look, man, hey, you're 18. You could seriously fuck up for the next 10 years and still be fine." And he said, "Yeah, you know what? You're right." And then he immediately started taking acid every day for the next 3 months, had a psychotic break. And so, yeah, I'm maybe not the best person to take advice from. I didn't expect him to take it that literally. He's doing fine. He's doing all right.
He's fine. No, he's
We're keeping an eye on him.
He's not great. Yeah, we're keeping an eye on him.
This was an 18-year-old adult by the letter of the law.
Yeah, he was adult. To be fair, I didn't say take acid every day. I just said he didn't have to. He was so young, he didn't have to worry about the next 10 years. But boy, he really ran with it.
I remember talking to a comic when I was 18 and say, and I was like, what do you, well, I don't think I even asked him. I did not even ask him what he thought I should do, but he did tell me.
Mm-hmm.
You got to hit every mic. You got it. I mean, I'm doing shows 7 nights a week, and, I try to do as many shows. And then I said, I do not want to be a comedian. Because frankly, that sounds tiresome.
Mm-hmm.
And then I became a performance artist. Turns out that's only 2 days a week.
Yeah. And I think that you can just do comedy, and then if people don't laugh, you can just say, "Oh, I'm a performance artist," and then you're fine.
Oh yeah, I'm a melanoma survivor with an announcement. Yeah. You do.
Well, you did something, Maria, that if you wouldn't mind if I shared this, you were talking about that thing of, somebody giving you advice that was unsolicited, sounded horrible. And you're like, well, I just want to do it this way. And then you just did it your way to live a much more enjoyable life where you could actually, have a life, live in a home, not be on the road 33 weeks out of the year. You still play plenty of places and work shows, but you have a life. You're not like, oh, I gotta go to Tuscaloosa Tuesday.
Well, and some could say, I think depends on how you define success. But no, I've been giving myself motivational stickers all day long today, all of which are scented. So yes, I've been doing a great job. Grape job. I've been doing a great job.
Oh man, I got the other set of stickers that say stuff like "You're a lemon." They still smell. They don't make me feel great.
Mean demotivational stickers available on mariabamford.com/merch.
Hey, Pizza Face.
What kind of merch are you guys pitching for this show? You guys got any merch?
We really should. We want to make a T-shirt that says "Being in quarantine is like being an astronaut," which is our fake bit that we go into before a character interrupts us.
This is a golf statue. It's an old man, and it says, "Old golfers never die; they just lose their drive." So I figured, if we copy a little bit of this, I feel like this is almost my body type exactly.
A gentleman's precious moments.
Yeah.
Yeah. For all occasions. Maybe a different hat that you could put on. Then we have a seasonal, renewable business. Rob and I you clearly have a merch game. You've got the comedy. You've got the books. You are your own comedy special, available on audible.com.
Audible.com. One of the best reviews I got so far was 1 star and said, "Is this book a joke?" But it is free. It is a free Audible book. So
what an asshole! It's free, and they wrote that.
God, yes. But it's got 4.5 stars. when it's almost impossible to get 5 stars off for
Uh,
anything,
Gar-
I would argue.
Gary's grandmother wrote a book. It's a religious book. She worked really hard on it, and it has 4 stars. Only one review, which is from Gary's aunt, and it's an amazing book. She takes the word of God and she makes it come to life. 4 stars.
Out of 5.
Out of 5.
I love it because it's like a rewrite of the Bible or something, or
It's like
That would be 5
God-
stars.
God
only 4.
spoke to my grandmother, and she wrote it down, and I helped edit it. And that was the Lord does not speak grammatically correct.
Why would it?
God sound like oddly similar to your grandmother, or was it a whole different like set of values? And
it would be great if God did not sound exactly. He was proud of me. He didn't criticize my album.
He's a little racist. He's a little racist too. Oh, okay.
No, it was written in a way that was very much like a religious, I guess, dialect of the Bible. Those like he hath known the time cometh for thine, stuff like that. It was interesting, and I think it's worth a look if you're into Christian books. Elaine's Book of Whispered Wisdom. Elaine's Book of Whispered Wisdom.
Okay, I'm ordering
I'll-
off Amazon. All right.
I have a copy. I don't want to move with it. I'll give you it. It's okay.
Angela and I are working on a book. It's a book of dating advice for young people by 2 single middle-aged people. It's called Men Are From Marshalls, Women Are From TJ Maxx.
What are the specific reasons men are from Marshalls and women are from TJ Maxx?
We haven't figured that out, but I did
Yeah.
figure out that people who are non-binary should shop at Kohl's.
Yes.
Oh, that's very easy. Oh my gosh. It's your grandmother's book is free on Kindle Unlimited, of which I am a member. Hello. Putting it right in my bin.
Also on Amazon, you can buy your book new for I think $15, but there are 2 used copies that are like $30, and we don't know why. We checked with Gary's grandmother, and she did not know why either.
Someone's reselling Grandma's book. May I share a gift for the audience and everybody involved? If you ever want to have a little fun at a department store when you can walk around freely, take Post-its and markers, and then just post different prices on things. And I used to do that in high school. And what you just said about Kohl's reminded me. This is the last time I was in a Kohl's. We got thrown out because my girlfriend at the time went over to a mannequin that was wearing a bikini and put whores 20% off. Which is so mean.
It's so mean.
Yeah, they are trapped.
Speaking of pranks, Gary and I are about to drive across the country, and Gary proposed that we like shoot a bunch of pranks, like a prank show type thing.
Prank America.
And I was like, yeah, he's like, we're gonna prank America.
Prank
America. And I was like, there's a pandemic. We can't go near people. But how are we gonna prank people?
It's fine, man. We'll just prank them.
Gary had a lot of ideas where it's like us on top of a cliff pushing a dummy off and stuff like that, stuff that's gonna be shot at a distance.
I thought of one. I really like this one, and Rob, you kind of seemed on board with it. Wherever we stay at a place overnight, and then I'll go outside that place the next day to wherever people congregate or cafes, and put up missing person posters of Rob and the same outfit that he'll have to walk by in. And then
because I only have one outfit.
and then I see him, and I'm like, hey, and then I start chasing you, and we run away from people. That seems fun. To me, that's a win.
Yeah, and of course we want to get Rudy Giuliani too. We're gonna get him.
Activity like you chasing Rob and then turning it around, like turning around almost immediately if you're chasing him down the block, and then you chase Gary chases Rob, and then you turn around and go Rob chase Gary, and I think people would watch that for 20 minutes.
Yeah. When I was
we change outfits in between.
No. Just keep chasing each other back and forth. Like a real, like a COVID tag. It's like within very limited.
When I was in a sketch group, 20 years ago, one of our sketches was we had our friend Rachel walked around a busy area, Harvard Square, with a sandwich board that said "missing baby" and had a picture of a baby ringing a bell, and then our friend Japhanie walked around with a sandwich board that had the same baby but said "baby for sale," ringing the bell, and it's a pretty funny video, but it was so hard to shoot because Rachel felt so bad. She was so sad that she thought people were going to see her with a missing baby sign and think that she really lost a baby and that it was going to make them sad. And she's a very empathetic person, so she was really sad about it. But then Japhanie just had a lot of fun interacting with people and being like, yeah, I'm selling a fucking baby.
Oh my God, you lost your own baby. You disgust me.
I could never do a prank show because I feel terrible. So
Yeah.
I don't want to. I gotta tell everybody what's going on. This is a prank show.
We thought it was fun.
What if, Maria, say hypothetically, I've got you in the earpiece and Rob doesn't know that I'm being told what to do, and I walk up to Rob and Angela, and then, you have to tell me what to say, what happens. Like, would that be better for you if that?
I would say, it's me, Gary, I have an earpiece in, and I'm telling you what to do, and it's Maria.
MariaBamford.com/merch. Walking around talking.
I have the no fun, no surprises prank show. I'm gonna be fooled once I'm in the room, and they're gonna pitch a product that doesn't exist. Okay, and we're filming it. Okay. Oh, such a good show.
I like that idea of just a prank show where you just really explain everything to the people. Like, all right, so this person's going to come in and they're going to talk to you. Now they're playing a character, so they're going to be acting a little strange. Don't worry, that's part of it.
That's
You're going to get a free bag of chips, and
you'll be on TV. We'll make sure that we don't make you look stupid or anything like that. That's not what we do here.
That was what O.J. Simpson's prank show was, by the way. He did not understand what a prank show is.
Yeah.
It was called Juiced. In that brief time between his first time and when he was right before he went to jail, he would walk up to somebody and be like, "Hey guys, you've been juiced. I'm O.J. Simpson. There's a bag of oranges. Juice, selling juice." And like everybody there's like, what the fuck just happened? But like, I think he was supposed to go up and be like, "Do you want orange juice? I'm selling juice." But he just kind of kept explaining the prank to people.
I like our prank better than OJ's prank because ours it involves a human marionette. OJ's just oranges.
That's true.
His prank does help prevent scurvy.
You guys, I'm so sorry, but I think I have to go and eat supper.
You helped us.
Yes.
I hope we helped you.
I feel enormous amount of help, and I'm not kidding. Gipper 2020.
Please don't. It's okay.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna bring you a book. MariaBamford.com/merch.
I already ordered it, Gary. I already ordered it.
Well,
I'm gonna get a call
from your website.
Your grandmother
Made in America.
The show is new.
Uh,
The chat.
Our friends in the chat say goodbye. Our friend Charlotte and Christina Lorraine and Sarah, Travis, Gerby. There's a lot of folks saying hello to you.
Yes.
And Maria says hello back. You enjoy supper. What are you having for supper? Anything fun?
Popcorn and eggnog.
Oh, I eat popcorn every day. I'm doing a show to commemorate the anniversary of the Boston Tea Party, and one of the things that we're going to do is we're going to have people drink this really gross drink called Flip that is like warm beer and eggs and rum. And so we're going to have two people who are going to drink it, and then I don't drink or eat eggs, so I'm going to like eat it with replacements. So I'm going to have like egg replacer, and I think I'm just going to have extra molasses instead of the rum and non-alcoholic beer. And it's going to be gross all around. I think the other people are going to probably get a little bit drunk, maybe throw up. I'm going to get diabetes.
Merry Christmas.
Rob, maybe your replacement should be popcorn, popcorn, and popcorn.
I do love popcorn.
Thank you for joining us, Maria. Your treasure as always.
Thank you so much. I felt, I think your friendship is going to last forever. I think you need to make that same commitment to Angela because she's fantastic.
Yes, we'll definitely know after this ride across country if my friendship with Gary is going to last, and after a couple months of living together if my friendship with Angela is going to last. I'm really rolling the dice on two of the most important friendships in my life.
Oh my gosh, you guys can do it.
Bye, Maria.
Thanks so much.
Disappearing. Everybody wave. Maria Bamford, ladies and gentlemen. That's all for Maria Bamford. Hilarious.
A national treasure.
Angela.
So fun.
Angela, you are
not a national treasure.
Oh, I beg to differ.
You're a local treasure.
You're the relief pitcher of online comedy. When we need someone to come in and throw strikes, we get Angela on the horn. And we say, bring her in. But Rob demands that all of his friends get booked. His old sketch group.
He still hasn't booked the Jonas Brothers, who are my friends, or he hasn't booked my buddy Rudy Giuliani, who we're gonna get.
And what was that Boston-based band that you were in?
Aerosmith.
Yep, no one from Aerosmith. And I go to the people. I say, I want Angela. I want her. I need her. She's got wit. She's got a show on the Comedy Studio, virtually the same. Wednesdays, right?
That's right.
It's a bit different than just straight stand-up. Could you tell the folks at home how your show is a bit different? Then we're gonna talk to you.
Sure. It's a storytelling show, which is basically like a comedy show except not as funny. It's very good time.
Oh man, I love storytelling shows. When you get to a storytelling show where it's they don't expect comedians, they lose their minds when you can be.
It's really fun.
Funny. Yeah, it's great.
Sometimes people tell very sad. People just tell me about their lives. Yeah. And that's nice because I'm not very good at making friends, and then I feel like I have some. It's good. And we hang out, and people have a chance as performers often to say prepared things, but they don't often make themselves just really talk to you. And that's what the show is about, and it's a good time.
This is the probably fourth version of this basic show that you've done.
It used to be my house.
Yeah.
And it got a local reputation, and people around town like to call it the crying show.
It was like, and it would be like comics that you'd see at every open mic going up being like, pussies be so stanky, and like funny comics that are just have material like that. And then like they would go to Angela's show and they would tell a story that would make them cry and it would make you cry, and it was beautiful. It was great.
It was fun. I had Dave Yates on it last week actually. Hot sauce.
Oh.
And
I wouldn't book him, but why?
We both cried. We both cried real tears. I'm just about to move, just like you. And because I'm just about to
The
move, I
same
opened
place
up.
initially.
Say that again?
To the same place initially, because Gary's going to stay here when he gets back before
Yes.
he quarantine before he goes to see his elderly grandparents.
Soon this show will be much smaller.
Yeah.
I may have a cabin in the Berkshires to hide in, but that's to be determined. I might throw it for the winter. I don't know. Just really get off the grid. Did you get involved with the Boston Comedy Festival at all?
Nope. How about you?
Yes. Yes, I did.
How'd it go?
Not good. Many clubs are adapting right now, and friends that have put on things like that, like the Boston Comedy Festival has, like many clubs struggled to stay around in times where you literally cannot have a show. So Helen McHugh, Jim McHugh, and Flappers Comedy Club put together this virtual thing, and they have quite a few interesting shows, and they're showcasing a lot of comics and talent. Tonight is Emmanuel Lewis's virtual dance party.
Would you dance with me?
Don't have anyone to dance with if you guys are free.
Would you dance with me?
I'll virtual dance with you.
What you say, bro? You dancing?
Of course I will.
Would you dance with me?
You're the only person who is interested in me that isn't elderly.
Heather was talking about, she wanted to go to it. Heather Merriman, who's here.
There we go.
Bring her.
We have a dance team.
So it could be Merriman and Webster.
Angela, you want to punch Rob right now, but how much do you think you'll want to punch him when you live just down the hall from his stupid words?
I think it's going to go well.
That apartment will be holding 90% of the stage time for Boston comedy.
Yeah, it's going to be really weird.
All you need is Rick Jenkins to sublet, and it's done.
Yeah, we might have to have an open mic from the bathtub.
Yeah. It is funny that, like both of the, two of the, I think, best open mics currently happening on the internet will be happening with one wall separating them.
I know you're both biased to your own mics, but they are. To the fans out there that haven't attended Rob or Angela's, they are fantastic, supportive. People do go, and I get something out of them. A lot of people do. In this time where it's like, where can I perform? Where can I learn comedy? And there's been so many people on both of your shows. Rob's is on Tuesdays and virtually, and yours is on Sundays virtually, the mic. There's so many first timers. I wanted to ask both of you, how many people do you think percentage wise have done these shows that have literally never stepped on a stage as a stand-up comedian, but now you have 7 months of knowing them?
Good question. I mean, there's definitely, I feel like more people on your mic, Angela.
Yeah, I feel like there's a lot who have only been on a physical stage a few times.
Yes, for sure.
Maybe that's a chunk, I don't know how big a chunk. A chunky chunk. Not too big a chunky chunk, just a little chunky chunk.
Yeah.
Somebody asked me a couple of weeks ago whether or not Zoom was influencing people. And if it is, maybe it is, maybe it isn't. But if it is, I think it's actually good. I think it lets people have breathing room. I have weird opinions about that stuff because I played experimental music for a lot longer than I've done comedy. Yeah. And so my performing and getting no feedback and people hate you is fine for me.
Yeah.
It's just I'm just that we did our thing.
I've always said that, I, as Gary mentioned, I used to be in a local Boston band, Aerosmith. And sometimes we would play shows where just the audience wasn't into us. And I remember it being so painful, hating it so much. But then after doing comedy for a while, I was like, what was I complaining about? I was still just with my friends playing music. Who cares if the other people in the room didn't like it? It was still that's so. And then eventually, I got to the point where now when I do comedy shows and it doesn't go well, I'm like, this is still cool. I'm still fine with it.
Rob, was your role in Aerosmith to be the kerchief around the mic stand?
Mm-hmm. I was
at a Bertucci's in Braintree, Massachusetts, as I was one to do. And the bartender was like, do you like Aerosmith? And I was like, not really. And he's like, the drummer's outside. I was like, oh, how can you tell it's him? It's like, well, he's waiting for a pizza and he's sitting in a convertible playing Aerosmith music.
Yeah.
So he was just sitting in the car, mugging, just, I don't want to close my eyes. But he's just waiting for a margarita.
Yeah. When I was in high school, I went to see the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Not to brag.
Give it away. Come on.
This
Give it
is
away.
that's the thing I might punch him for.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I still kind of like Blood Sugar Sex Magic. I still think it's kind of I know it's not good, but I do still like it.
All right.
Why do you deny yourself joy? Let yourself enjoy this. Yeah. It's a good album. Enjoy life.
Why does everybody want to keep it like a miser? But so I went to see Aerosmith at the at the new Boston Garden, and I went to use the bathroom, and I was coming back, and I was walking by like the skyboxes, like the fancy private things, whatever. I was walking by, and the drummer, is it Joey Kramer? Joey Kramer, the drummer for Aerosmith, he wasn't in a convertible blasting Aerosmith, but he was doing like the standing in a building equivalent. Like he was like dressed as though he were in Aerosmith, and was like just standing there like mugging like he was in Aerosmith. And I was like walking, and I like looked at him and looked back, and then I was like, oh, hey, and then there was like a security guard that was like, keep moving, like yelled at me for trying to talk to Joey Kramer, when I just wanted to go, all I was going to say was, hey, you're an Aerosmith, but like he couldn't even let me get that sentence out. And clearly Joey Kramer was doing it, standing there on purpose so that people would be like, hey, you're an Aerosmith, and the security guard could be like, get the fuck out of here. So I don't know. But the drummer for Aerosmith used to shop at the Newbury Comics I worked at, and was a very nice guy. And one time, Steven Tyler came into a Newbury Comics that I was doing an inventory at, and my friend Chris came like this close to saying, "Excuse me, ma'am," to him, because he does look like a grandmother.
You guys want to hear a salacious record store story?
Yes.
It's not about Aerosmith, but it's close.
Exclusive.
It's
Can we give you a Zoo Crew intro for it?
Yeah, I hope no one ever sees it.
Hang on. Ready? All right, Daddy. This KQX coming in hot. We're going to have Kiss tickets after this. Good Charlotte's in the studio. We've got some crazy stuff, Rob. What's on the docket?
Hey, we got Angela Sawyer from Weirdo Records coming to tell us a salacious record store story.
And it's a KQLX.
Here I go. So I worked in an old person's jazz record store for a while. Worked in record stores around town for many years. So Peter Wolf is a very nice man who comes and buys records, and is someone who is contributing greatly to keeping those stores open and keeping people who could not otherwise be employed. So he's a very good guy, and I would see him here and there, but we don't know each other well or anything like that, just sort of by face or whatever. And one day he came to I don't know if you guys know, record stores are not known for their stylish facilities. They are in old buildings and basements where the rent's inexpensive. And the people who work in record stores are not known for their subtlety. They like things that are crude and silly, and sometimes they're fun also, and that's fine. And then sometimes they're just crude, and that's okay. So Peter Wolf came into the store and he was shopping, doing his thing, being perfectly lovely. And he went to use the bathroom, which is not really supposed to be. It's gross. You shouldn't. But whatever, he did. And like, if you're gonna use your like local fame or national fame privileges, don't do that with it. Do something better. Get something better out of it. Like, get free mozzarella sticks. Way better. But that's what he was doing. And he came out and was shopping for a while. And then he came up to the counter and he said, "That porn that you used to have on the wall in the bathroom isn't there anymore." And to which I said, "Oh, really? There was porn on the wall in the bathroom?" He's like, "Yeah, it's been there for years. I look at it every time I come. Where is it?"
Wow. It's like his memory had just been sold.
He literally had his own angel in the centerfold moment in a bathroom at the record store. And I understood that was happening, and I understood that I could not tell him about it because that would be very cruel.
Yeah.
But also, I was like, "Dude, you took the porn." I was so convinced. And I'm probably wrong. I'm probably wrong because he's a perfectly lovely guy. Doesn't deserve to have that be a rumor about him or anything. But in that moment, I was just like, not only is this, like, how can you be saying this out loud to me, but it was totally you who did this. No one else noticed.
Do you think it was like him testing you to be like, will you bring it up if I bring it? If I bring it up, will you be like, it was you? Or will you be polite about it? Like he was testing you?
I don't think so. I don't know. It's a weird, there is a lot of testing in record stores, but it's usually a testing to, do I know how cool you are because you only know the first name of that musician no one likes.
You're saying, so maybe he brought it up as like, I obviously took it, so why would I bring it up and be like, hey, that thing is gone that I love?
Maybe just to like check whether or not they'd figured out that it was him, you know?
Who knows?
Like serial killers go back to a crime scene and they're like, what's going on here? Anything awesome happen?
It did make me realize that, like, you can tell a lot about a person by what gross ephemera they remember from a record store bathroom. He remembered a centerfold. I always remembered stoners would write notes to each other on the just like all over the records with markers. And I always remembered a note that just said, "Darren, you weren't here, so we smoked all your weeds. See you never."
Oh man,
that's pretty good.
I used to like write stuff on the cellophane of records and CDs when I worked at a record store, and it's not like the most clever or the most complicated one, but we got in this best of Simon and Garfunkel. It was kind of a weird version of that I'd never seen before. It was a very simple cover, just said the best of Simon and Garfunkel, and I just wrote on all of them. I wrote after the best, I wrote drunk, so it was the best of drunk Simon and Garfunkel. They recorded like a version of all their biggest hits, but they did it wasted.
Much better record.
Bands should do that. Don't you think that would sell?
Yes.
For a while,
hello, darling, my friend.
I'm a rock. You're a rock.
Here's when you and Jim and Robbins. Like a being stole by wonder scoffers, I will save you, Tim. Like a I just wanted to have a good birthday. There's full breakdown.
I feel like you don't respect me, Paul.
I hate your fucking hair, you stupid piece of shit.
It's just what it does. I can't control it. You're just jealous because you're losing your hair.
Just write another fucking song about Frank Lloyd Wright, you piece of garbage. This has helped. What are you most looking for about pranking Rob in while he sleeps?
Oh. I think I have an extensive, in real life, and without joking at all, I have an extensive collection of plastic toys that make the sounds of animals being injured, which is what I do when I play music.
You just like squeeze it and it goes.
Yes, it does.
Oh my god. That is the same sound Rob makes while he eats. And Rob, what is the sound I make while I eat?
Oh my! Oh, like, why do I keep doing that? He can't. I want to just keep doing that impression of Gary until eventually he's like, all right, I'm going to start saying signing off at the end of all my sets. Like, you know how like George H.W. Bush started to talk more like Dana Carvey's impression of him, or like Lil Jon started to talk more like Chappelle's impression. Like, I want that to happen with Gary.
I threw my phone at your face once when I think I was like typing out to a show we were on. They're like, they need your credits. They're like bio. And then, so I was just writing out like Gary Peterson is, and my phone corrected it to Garvey Persenberg. And I was like, this is my phone. And it's heard, well, if there's a G, it's gotta be that sentence.
What are you doing for the holidays, Gary?
I'm in the process of moving my sister to her new palatial marina-based apartment, which is lovely. And I'm taking my items and having them refused at Goodwill.
I'm gonna go hide my stuff in Rob's house.
Yeah. Makes sense. We'll probably have a holiday loaf. Which is I just love it's like the fake the vegan turkey alternative at Trader Joe's is just called holiday loaf, which I just love. It's just such a like there's like tofurkey, there's all these other things, field roast, there's all these other names that are like clever or sound interesting, but Trader Joe's was just like holiday loaf, you got it.
I think it's a great name. It makes it sound pink.
Yeah. And yeah, do you want to? Yeah, this is the song that we sing about it. One nation under a loaf, it's made from all of the holidays. One nation under a loaf, it's made from all of the holidays. That's a song.
Nice. I love that one.
Yeah. It's our holiday loaf song.
Do you want to hear the song that I sing during my holidays?
Yeah.
Diarrhea, mon ami.
I just met a girl named Diarrhea.
Diarrhea, mon ami. What a beautiful song. He's so stupid too. I'm gonna try to get COVID tonight instead of that, just to get it out of the way, because it feels like a better time. My co-host, Rob Creany, is a master of sound, sight, and fury. Angela Sawyer, weekly shows at the Comedy Studio, virtually the same on Wednesdays, her storytelling show, as well as her open mic, where you can do literally anything except be a jerk.
I'll do that too.
Oh yeah, definitely. There have been a couple of times during this quarantine where someone has come on and been just a little bit of a jerk, and the whole room is turned against them. Can I share one story? Very like this comic came on. He was from somewhere else, and he did like a 20-minute set. He did like a full 20-minute set, and Angela's mic is, there's not specific time restrictions, but come on, be reasonable. But it was like a very like proficient set. It wasn't, I didn't love it, but it was clearly professional and practiced. And then but I didn't really like it. Most people there didn't like it, and it was too long. And so later on he shut off his camera, and so people didn't realize he was still there. And one comic just started making fun of him during their set, and then the guy like popped back on, and so and then the comic immediately had to just backpedal and be like, "Oh no, it was cool. That was cool. It was cool. I mean, it's good stuff." And then the comic then he did leave. Then he did leave permanently. And then the next person that came up was our friend Meg, who just does extremely freeform stuff, where she was like playing guitar and kind of making up a song and just sort of talking about her day. And we're all just like fucking loving it, just eating that shit up. And I was so glad that the comic from out of town had left already, because it just was it would not have helped our reputation as being like a cliquey insular city. If he'd stepped down, we didn't care for his like finely polished 20-minute set, but Meg just being like, I guess I'm gonna like hit a guitar a little bit, and we're like, we love it, yay!
Oh,
Sometimes Meg paints on canvases, and sometimes she paints on her face, and one of these times she's gonna mix those up.
I think it's gonna be this week. Let's take a poll. Hashtag loaf. And thank you for joining us all. Angela Sawyer, you're our maybe MVP of the year for guests.
Yeah,
and
you've been on the show I think 3 times, and twice has been because someone canceled last minute. So
that's one of my huge ways to get on shows, is that people are like, no one is available, but Angela's definitely available.
Hey, it's cool. Hey, it's all good.
I'm the Winston Churchill of comedy. Signing off.
Hi everyone, let's all do it together.
Yeah, that's it.
Listen. Where am I pointing to, you fucking idiot?
I like that.
I disagree, Gary.